Yes, I love this. So if you Google unstoppable, it literally just means not stopped, something that is not stopped. And for me, I've been able to dive into really my purpose and my passion. And when they collide, and it's this God-given, purpose-filled life, it's unstoppable because it's of God. And we'll dive a little bit more into the chapter, but for so long I was going after things of this world and they were stopped, and I hit obstacles because it wasn't of God.
The Podcast's Empire, podcast mastery for women in business.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Podcast Empire. What do you actually create in your mind when you hear a chapter title called Chasing the World? Today, we have an unstoppable guest joining us, a collaborative author who has unlocked the secrets to leaving an incredible legacy through overcoming adversity. Amy's remarkable insights and experiences have touched the lives of countless individuals, inspiring them to rise above challenges and make their mark in the world. Get ready to embark on a transformative journey as we delve into the wisdom and the resilience of our incredible guest, our unstoppable guest. And she is one of many collaborative authors behind the Unstoppable book series, number 3. The first 2 were Amazon bestsellers, wonderfully produced by Elsa Morgan. So sit back, relax, grab a cuppa, and prepare to be inspired as we explore the power of perseverance and the legacy we can all create. So let's begin this unstoppable conversation with Amy Pepping. Welcome to the Podcast Empire.
Oh, thank you so much, Tracey. That was so sweet. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you because we were talking pre-show and you're a woman that is spinning many plates in the air as a wife, a mum. You've got your own floristry, you've got your e-commerce, you're faith-based as well, and you are just having an unstoppable journey. I'm so excited for this conversation, and I'm so excited to hear what inspired you to write a chapter about overcoming adversity and leaving a legacy.
Yes. So I am equally as excited to be here and share this. There's so much power in us women sharing our stories. And truly what inspired me, it was a no-brainer when Elsa approached me and asked me to be a part of this book collaboration. It was something that's been on my heart for years, actually, is to write a book. And mid-2023, it was really a stirring in my heart that 2024 was going to be the year of writing a book. And then Elsa approached me not long after, and it was such a God wink for me of, here we go, here's step 1 in writing a book. And truly what inspires me is the old version of me. And we all have a past, and we all have this old version that we can either hold on to and live in this victim mentality of life is hard, or we can celebrate getting through the adversity, through the hardships, through the challenges, and look back and be like, okay, how do I inspire that version of me? How do I be the person that version of me needed? And now that's what I'm stepping into, and being a part of Unstoppable 3 is just a perfect puzzle piece to share that story with.
What great timing for your message as well, Amy, because there is nothing better than hearing your story inside someone else's story to unlock your prison or your potential. And what you're doing as a collaborative author in the Unstoppable book is nothing less than amazing. And you've kind of shared some golden nuggets already, but personally, what does unstoppable mean to you?
Yes, I love this. So if you Google unstoppable, it literally just means not stopped, something that is not stopped. And for me, I've been able to dive into really my purpose and my passion. And when they collide, and it's this God-given, purpose-filled life, it's unstoppable because it's of God. And we'll dive a little bit more into the chapter, but for so long I was going after things of this world and they were stopped and I hit obstacles because it wasn't of God. And now being on this divine path, unstoppable. When it is of God, you cannot stop it. Like there is no earthly force, there's no human on this planet that can stop that.
And especially as women, right? We're so many things to so many people. And when we're pouring into ourselves, when we're purpose driven, when we've got a vision of how we want our life to live for our family, to change our family's financial blueprint or break those generational chains or whatever it may be, right? Just to live a more joyful or abundant life. It's people like you, Amy, that are the visionaries of tomorrow, the leaders of tomorrow, paving the way for other people to share their success stories as well. I'm so excited. And your chapter called Chasing the World, can you maybe give us a little bit of a sneak peek or share some strategies or a technique or a little bit of insight about what you discuss in your chapter of the Unstoppable book for overcoming adversity and leaving a legacy?
Yes, absolutely. So my story is a big part of my chapter. The past that I came from that I thought that I was stuck in, which I think a lot of us do. We get stuck in this hard, challenging season. And sometimes that season is years and years and years. And that's where I was. And I just didn't know how to get out. And I finally just figured out a way to get out of that and to face the challenges and to make this decision of life doesn't have to be this. And there is more to life, and being the go-getter in finding that more and not just waiting for that more to come to me. I talk a lot about the pains that I've had. We've all had them, the hardships that we've had. Like adversity is just part of life. Like there's no way around it. We have to get through it. And overcoming it, I think we have two choices really is we can sit and sulk and be angry and play this victim card of woe is me and just sit and sulk in that. And that doesn't get us anywhere. I tried, like I definitely tried to just play that and hoped that it would get better. But it doesn't. Doing life on your own, it doesn't get better. And so instead of playing the victim card, you can use your pain, you can use those hardships, and you can use those challenges if you choose. And it's definitely choice. And so deciding for yourself of, am I going to sit in this pain? Am I going to just play the victim card? Or am I going to take action and do something with my life, for my family? And it comes down to, okay, how do I do that? And how do I allow this challenge to be purposeful? And honestly, a prayer that even we have a piece of our season right now that is very challenging and just kind of a hard season that we're going through. And a constant prayer of mine is, how do I bring purpose to this pain? And a constant prayer of, God, bring purpose from this pain, because it is painful, but I don't want to sit and sulk in it. And I know that my past was my story, but I also know there's a lot of other people with that same story. Like I said at the beginning, how do I inspire the old version of me and find those old Amy's to help through their challenges and to encourage them to say, no, you're not alone. And you actually can get through this, and you can find joy even in the hard, and you can find joy even in the grief. And how do you do that? I really, truly believe like it's a choice, because I had the choice before to sit and sulk, and I did a lot. And then you learn like, okay, I can choose to use this for good. I can choose to overcome this. And it comes with a lot of prayer for me. I don't know how I got through things before having a relationship with God, but he brought me through it, even though I didn't know. And focusing on, how do I get these feelings out? Because I think feelings when you're going through a hard time are feelings, and they're valid. And we don't need to just like brush them off, because they'll still sit and live within us. And so making that choice of, I can do better. I can get through this. I can find purpose in this, but I'm still angry and I'm still feeling grief. And this is still hard. Like, still acknowledging those things and those feelings and those emotions. And this has worked so well for me, and maybe it will for one of you, is just grab a pen and a paper and like angry write. Just write it all out. Like, I'm mad because of this, and this frustrates me. And like, sometimes you just scribble on the paper and like gets that out.
I love a good angry write.
Yes, exactly. And then those things aren't living in you. And all of a sudden you like feel this freedom and you're like, okay, that's out. I'm still in it. I'm still in this hard season, in this hard chapter, but I can get this out so that I can make room for good. And I can get the grief written out on paper. I can get the anger written out on paper. And that makes room in my heart for joy. Because what I've learned, and I hope this is powerful for somebody, is you can have a season where grief or anger or hard or challenge can live along with joy. And that took me a long time to connect of, it can be hard, but you can also find good, and you can also see blessings, and you can also find joy in it.
Wow, that is so powerful. And I love that strategy as well. And it takes me to a time of writing all our angry words out and then lighting it and setting it off into into the air.
Yes.
They're gone, because if things don't change, it opens up that space just for
Yes.
new feelings to come in, to new perspectives to come in. So what you just shared there will just be so valuable for any of our listeners that are kind of stuck, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know which way to turn. I don't know if these feelings are valid. I don't know if I can get through, which you can, which Amy's just shared. And that technique can just change everything. I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, going on to the entrepreneur you are as well. You've got e-commerce and things like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your floristry. You're doing many things as an entrepreneur, paving the way. So if anybody is thinking of starting a business, do you have 3 tips that can maybe help them out about starting a business?
Yes. The first thing I will say to encourage you is, I did not know that I had a love for entrepreneurship until I was an entrepreneur. And so sometimes you just have to jump in to even see, like, does this really fuel me, and does it fill my heart? Because for me, I had no idea this industry was even an industry until I was in it and my heart was on fire. So starting a business, I want to encourage you, don't let fear stop you. I still face fears. I'm 10 years into this entrepreneurial crazy journey, wild ride. And I still have fear that creeps in, not necessarily daily, but for sure multiple times a week. And if you let fear stop you, you just never know what you're missing out on. Because when you say yes to overcome fear, you step into this area of blessing. It's outside of your comfort zone when you step over that line of fear. And like, that is so the sweet spot where your biggest blessings live. And so don't let fear stop you. Yes, fearful thoughts and ideas and hesitations will for sure come into your brain, but stopping those thoughts and being like, nope, I'm not going to let fear win. I'm still going to move forward. So fear is going to be there. It's going to exist, but don't let it stop you. A question that you can ask yourself: if I don't try this, if I don't go for this, at the end of my life, will I look back with regret? Because if you will, then you should try it. Because for me, I don't want to live with regret. I just want to go for it. And I'd rather go for it and fail forward than not go for it and look back with regret. So don't let the fear stop you. That would be my first tip. Number 2 is mentorship. This is huge in anything that you are going to pursue. You have to find your mentorship. You have to pursue it, because mentors aren't going to come to you. You have to latch onto it and be coachable to what they have. So finding a mentor is somebody who has gone before you, has done what you want to do, or is where you want to be. And they're going to coach you through it. You have to come with humility, and you have to come with coachability, because they want to. I want to. I love mentoring people. It brings me so much joy. But if you're not going to be coachable and come with humility, because I've done it, they've gone before, they know the challenges, they know, like, mentorship is a shortcut. It is such a shortcut because somebody has done what you want to do. Somebody has gone where you want to go. So, like, turn your ears on, listen, and take action on what they're going to encourage you and motivate you and mentor you in, because it's a game changer. It is such a game changer. And excuse me, we live in 2024. You're literally attached to anyone and everyone in the world. So finding a mentor is not hard. They're everywhere. And when you find the right person that you really truly connect with, you can relate with them. You have to make the approach, and you might get turned down, and that's okay. Find another one. There's lots of people. And this comes with a little bit of the fear, is not a lot of times, sometimes mentorship can come with a price tag. And oftentimes we, as entrepreneurs especially, we like to see the money coming in. We don't always like to see the money coming out, especially in the beginning. So you have this thought, you have this passion, you have this desire to start this business, and maybe you actually get going, and then you're looking for this mentorship and you're like, but I don't want to spend that money. But you have to put mentorship, you have to take it out of the classification of an expense in your business, and you have to put it into the classification of an investment, because it is such a vital investment to your business. So, number 1, don't let fear stop you. Number 2, mentorship. 3, know your why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want more in life? Why are you going after your dreams? Because if it's just a paycheck, that's not going to be strong enough for you to push through all of the adversity that comes with being an entrepreneur. It has to be deep, like dig deep into knowing, discovering your why. And your why will change, and that's okay. But you have to know it. Like, that is the heart of your business, because when you know your why, you can figure out the what, you can figure out the how. But until you know your why, those whats and those hows are going to be so challenging. So know your why, dig deep. Don't just be like, oh, because I have a husband and kids and I want more for them. Like, your why should be like a deep, personal purpose, mission statement for your life. And on those hard days, you look at that why and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. That's why I'm doing this. And that's how I'm going to get through these hard days, hard times, whatever that looks like. So don't let fear stop you. It's so easy to let it get in the way. Find mentorship. It is vital for the success of you as a person and your business. And dig deep and know your why. Those would be my 3 tips for starting a business.
They are foundational tips for any business owner. Your why should definitely make you cry. Your why should definitely propel you into movement and action, and that failing forward you mentioned, Amy, as well, because things don't change unless things change. And it's the compound effect. You know, those small little daily actions move us closer to our goals. And what you shared there, and addressing kind of the fear as well, and mentorship, that fast track to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. And I love how you touched on investment as well. It's not an expense. It is an investment into your future learnings. I love it. Valuable tips for any entrepreneur moving forward into starting their own business. And what kind of message would you like to leave the audience on today, Amy? Because you shared so much, and I can't wait to read your chapter, Chasing the World.
Oh, well, I'm so excited to share it with you, Tracey, and with all of you listening. I just want to encourage you that the world promises you a lot, and it's really easy to just go after the things of this world. But when you can take a step back and realize that it's so much bigger than that, that there's so much more to life than just living for the things and the stuff that this world has trained our brains to want. When you see that it's so much bigger than that, you see this whole new world, and your eyes are opened and your heart is on fire, and you find and discover this like beautiful purpose for your life, because you do have a beautiful purpose. And I sure hope and pray that you are on a mission to find it and live it out.
Oh, I love it. I've got goosebumps. I've got goosebumps. If we fall on our back, we can only look at the stars, right?
Yes, yes.
I love that, Amy. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us on this incredible, unstoppable episode. And we hope you found our conversation here today with Amy, the inspiring author of the Unstoppable book series, as captivating as what I did. And if you're ready to embark on your own journey of resilience and leave a lasting legacy like our unstoppable guest today, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for more empowering content. And while you're at it, we'd greatly appreciate it if you could leave a review and share your thoughts, your biggest takeaway on today's episode for Amy, and she'll reply to the messages that are sent through to her. And to dive even deeper into the world of the Unstoppable book series, be sure to grab your very own copy and immerse yourself in the stories that will ignite your determination and push you to be the better version of yourself. Connect with our extraordinary guest, Amy, on the media links below, and stay updated with all of Amy's latest insights and projects. And remember, it's never too late to start creating your own unstoppable legacy. Thank you again for joining us, and we can't wait to have you back on the next insightful episode. Click the show notes to get your copy of the Unstoppable book and read Amy's chapter, Chasing the World. We will see you in the pod.
The Podcast's Empire, podcast mastery for women in business.